Hello everyone, and welcome back to the stream. It's time once again, it's been a few weeks, but it is time once again to relearn. It is educational, but we're not relearning, we're returning to the land of Capconia. You know why. If you've forgotten why, then let me remind you. The Wisdom Seed has been stolen by the dastardly Lord Gordian. And we have to get it back. Because he's used the Wisdom Seed, remember, to give his dragon hordes knowledge of 90s Earth trivia. And if the people of Capconia cannot answer these questions of the dragons, they are eaten alive. So it's up to us to save the world. We're on stage 6, and we're using the mage. Oh, we rolled a 6. Let's see where that gets us. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a choice. Hold on. Time for Oddme to exercise the powers of democracy. What are these numbers? We've got 1 up, 2 right. So vote 1 if you think we should go up. Vote 2 if you think we should go to the right. Don't know how this level is laid out. Don't know which one will be easier. Or if one might be a trap. It looks like things are fairly even. But going right has a slight lead. So gonna end that there. You're gonna go to the right. And that takes us to an elf. That's probably why you wanted to go to the right, I assume, to see what the elf can do for us. She'll give us an item if we can answer her question, because that's what the elf does. Who was Hades' bride, chat? Was it Persephone, Artemis, Demeter, or Aphrodite? Which one, chat? Looks like, overwhelmingly, people are saying number 1. So we're going to end the vote right there. And we're going to go with number 1, Persephone. There we go. Because we answered this question, she's going to give us something. Oh, it's a sword. And it will eliminate 2 choices from the next quiz. So hopefully we encounter someone difficult. Make use of this thing. We're encountering... That is very good timing, I have to say. Okay. Yeah, what does the dragon think about this magic sword? Well, he wants to know in what film did Daniel Day-Lewis make his movie debut, The Bounty or Gandhi? Only 2 choices, chat. Don't vote for 3 and 4, because that's nothing. This red dragon says he's going to make us do our own death dance. I think we're going to prove him wrong. I think we're going to answer these questions, which will kill him somehow. Okay, I'm going to end that vote, because most of you are saying number 1, the Bounty... No. It was Gandhi. What do you think about that, chat? When did rioting begin in Watts, the Black Ghetto of Los Angeles? Was it 1965 or 1960? Now, chat. Only 2 choices, chat. And all of you were saying the Bounty like it was overwhelming. And yet, it was all wrong. The Red Dragon knows more about Daniel Day-Lewis's storied cinematic career than you do. How do you feel about that, chat? How does that make you feel, knowing that the Red Dragon is a big Daniel Day-Lewis fan? Okay, it's kind of split, but most of you are saying number 1 on this one, so we're going to go with that. 1965, that was correct. Good, because the mage is almost dead.
3.
When was the first hydrogen bomb exploded by the U.S.? 1942, 1952, chat. Hydrogen bombs? What do you know about that? It's very split right now. Not a consensus. But most of you are saying number 2. Gonna go with that before too many people have the chance to Google it and go with 1952. There we go. Well, you probably were able to Google it anyway. Okay, next question. Who was elected president of the U.S. 4 times? Thomas Jefferson, Franklin D. Roosevelt, chat. 4 times the president. Who made that happen? And stop saying 3 and 4, because there are no 3 and 4. You're just going to get the mage killed if you keep saying 3 and 4. You're saying it's number 2. You're saying it's Franklin Roosevelt, and you were right.
Question 5.
Question 5 is who directed The Sure Thing, The Princess Bride, and This Is Spinal Tap? Chat, Rob Reiner or Rob Howard? Which one of them? I have a feeling you'll get this one right. just an impression, that maybe you may know more about movies like The Princess Bride and This Is Spinal Tap than you do about Daniel Day-Lewis's career. But I'm just guessing that, chat. Looks like you're saying overwhelmingly, number 1, Rob Reiner, and you were right.
Question 6.
Halfway there, where is the gluteus maximus muscle located, chat? The abdomen or the buttocks? Chat, how much do you know about the gluteus maximus? Would you consider yourself experts on the subject of the gluteus maximus and gluteus minimus? We only have to know about the first one. It looks like you do consider yourself experts in this field because most of you are saying overwhelmingly number 2, the buttocks. Yes. We went to the Red Dragon, looked right in his face and said, the buttocks. Now, what rock group did Iggy Pop play in before he started a solo career in 1976? Chat, the Stooges are humble pie. Chat, you knew about butts. Do you know about Iggy Pop? There might be some convergence between the two subjects. Looks like there's not as... Well, I mean, there's some confidence in number 1. Not as much as your answer about the butt, but a good amount of confidence in this one. That Iggy Pop wasn't the Stooges, that was correct.
Question 8.
Question 8 is, who played Alice Cramden in the 1955-1956 running of The Honeymooners, Joyce Randolph or Audrey Meadows? Honeymooners was on for longer than 2 years, wasn't it? Does that mean there was more than one person who played Alice? I actually did not know that. It's been a long time since I've seen that show, but I thought I remembered it just being the one person. All right. Most of you are saying it is number 2. Can that vote and say Audrey Meadows, and you were right.
Question 9.
Question 9, chat. What band performed the classic rock and roll hit Stairway to Heaven? Was it Deep Purple or Led Zeppelin? Chat, if you can answer this question, we will have killed the Red Dragon. His trivia proving no threat to the mage. Yes, most of you are saying it is number 2. You're saying that this Red Dragon has to get the lead out. And you were right, and he will. What does he have to say? Nothing. He's just gonna die. I mean, he had some big trash talk before, telling us he was gonna make us do our death dance. He had nothing to say. He didn't know about our magic sword, though. All right, you have a choice, chat. Number 1 up, number 2 to the right. Number 1 up, number 2 to the right. Still really don't have any idea of which way might be better, so we're just pretty much guessing at this point. But most of you are saying it's going to be number 1, which is up, which means we're facing a Minotaur. I still think that was excellent timing on using that magic sword in the Red Dragon fight.
1.
Okay, the Alamo was overtaken by the Mexican army in 1836. In what Texan city is the Alamo located? Austin, El Paso, Laredo, or San Antonio, chat? The Alamo. You might remember that Pee Wee Herman went to the Alamo to search for his beloved bike because a psychic told him to go to the Alamo, look in the basement, because that's where he found his bike. Unfortunately, it was a great tragedy when he found out there was no basement. But he must have gone to San Antonio to find that out. It was a long way from where he lived. But what college team did Detroit Piston guards Isaiah Thomas play for? Duke, Indiana, Kentucky, or Purdue? Chat. Isaiah Thomas, a sports question. As we all know, the chat, experts in sports. This is your subject. This is what you know about. If someone has a question about any of the variety of sports, not esports, mind you, not electronic sports, but physical sports taking place in the real world, there's only one place you can go. The definitive source for sports trivia, and it's right here, and it's this chat. So very split between 2 and 3, I have to say, so I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1. Looks like number 2 is going to win. Number 2 won. And that was correct. And you saved the mage's life.
Question 3.
Now, who played Dorothy Baxter on the comedy Hazel? Was it Julia Benjamin, Whitney Blake, Kathy Lewis, or Ann Gillian? Chat. The comedy Hazel. Hazel. You've heard of that, right? That thing, apparently a show. Maybe it's a show. It didn't specify a TV show or a movie, or maybe a theater production called Hazel. We all know what that is. I won't even explain what that is, because obviously we all know exactly what Hazel is. Okay, very puzzled reaction from the chat. Not many people trying to guess. People who have, most of you are saying number 4, and Jillian. Are you right? No, you're wrong. And you killed the mage. You killed the mage because you didn't know. The mage trusted you, believed in you, chat. And look what happened. So, next up, in that case, is, yes, the Amazon, our favorite character. Now, which famous playwright married Marilyn Monroe in 1956? Chat, Tennessee Williams, Arthur Miller, Neil Simon, Eugene O'Neill. Famous playwright marrying Marilyn Monroe. Amazon, haven't seen her for a while because the mage was doing quite well. So she's psyched to get another chance to save Capconia. Maybe we can take her to the very end with Lord Gordian. You're saying it's number 2. We're going to go with that. You're saying it's Arthur Miller, and you were right. Amazon's starting off strong. Question 5 is who wrote, starred, directed the movie True Stories, chat? Jerry Harrison, Terry Gilliam, John Badham, David Byrne. What do you think about that, chat? It's not a sports question, so I assume you should have no trouble answering this. Okay, looks like most of you are saying 4. I wonder if that's because you know what the answer is, or it's because it's the only name that's visible on the screen right now. Which one is it? Oh, you actually did know. Or Google knew. Maybe. One of those things. But next up is, which of the following movies did not feature Michael Biehn? The Abyss, Near Dark, The Terminator, or Aliens? Chat, Michael Biehn, appearing recently in the tour de force sci-fi horror video game Aliens Colonial Marines. We all remember him from that role. We'll never forget. Most of you are saying it is number 2. Near Dark, and you were right.
Question 7.
Question 7 is Manor Farm is the locale of what book? Animal Farm, Charlotte's Web, Old Yeller, or The Wizard of Oz? Chat. Manor Farm. All famous stories. All stories that involved farms, even if maybe they didn't mostly take place on farms. But it looks like most of you are pretty confident about number 1. You're pretty confident about Animal Farm, and your confidence was well placed.
Question 8.
But question 8 is, when did Christ teach the Beatitudes, the Lord's Supper, Palm Sunday on the cross, or Sermon on the Mount? Chat, question about Christianity, so I don't know. What do you know about Christianity, chat? I think this is the first question we got of this kind. I don't recall any religion-based questions before, so this is a first. What does the chat know about Christianity? What do you know? Okay, most people saying number 4, the Sermon on the Mount. And you were correct.
Question 9.
But do you know what is the name of EMF's lead singer? Is it Zach Foley, Mark DeClungden, James Atkin, or Ian Dench? You knew about Jesus and the Beatitudes. You knew when that happened. So do you know about EMF? These two things very closely tied together, you see. Not much of a consensus going on right now. So I'm going to end this in 3, 2, 1. And it's going to be number 2, Mark DeClungden. And it was wrong. It was actually James Atkin.
Question 10.
Setback, but, well, what cartoon did Jackie Gleason show the Honeymooners inspire? The Jetsons, DuckTales, Simpsons, or the Flintstones? Chat, I think you might know the answer, despite DuckTales being spelled wrong. Jackie Gleason's show The Honeymooners inspired a cartoon. What was the cartoon? I think you know what it is. For some reason, I get the impression this is a question you can answer. Yep. That's right. You're all saying it's number 4. You're all saying it's the Flintstones, which is spelled correctly, and you'd be right. The show even had a laugh track. Minotaur thought he had us with that Flintstones question. Little did he know who was answering these questions, but it looks like we're fighting a Hydra this time. The Amazon is psyched. And, oh, Amazon using her ability of 2 choices. So, who played the first crude form of soccer over 2,000 years ago, chat? Was it the Chinese or the Egyptians? Chat, soccer. A sport, well, this is actually a combination sports question and history question. So maybe you could get it. Maybe you'll know. Most of you are saying it's going to be number 2. The Egyptians? No. Okay. So forget about that. You didn't get it. Amazon's almost dead. Unless she knows, the Barbizon School was created by a group of what kind of painters? Portrait or landscape? Chat. The Barbizon School, founded by painters. Were they portrait or landscape painters? Do you know? An art question. The Hydra, a very big fan of art. He's an art critic. Those the heads don't actually agree with each other, which you might say makes him the best kind of critic. We're going to end that with number 4, and it's correct. The Amazon yet lives. But will she live after question 3, which is, what was the first hit song recorded by Michael Jackson after he left the Jackson 5 and began his solo career in 1971? We're almost there, or got to be there. So, chat, are we almost there? Or do we got to be there? What's our status of getting to there, chat? We're either already there, or we're not there yet. Of course, there are no options for 2 and 4, so don't choose them, as always. Number 3, you're saying, we've got to be there? And yes, that's got to be the right answer. The Amazon hanging on. Which rock group featured lead singer John Fox, Ultravox, or The Smiths? Man, if I was in a band, it would be called Ultravox, because that is an awesome name. Be dressed like Transformers or something. Play house music. Alright, we're ending that vote. Number 1, Ultravox, you're correct.
Question 5.
Question 5 is, who was the youngest child on 8 is Enough? Was it Mary or Nicholas? Chat, 8 is Enough. You've probably heard of the show. Probably never seen an episode of the show. Probably don't know who any of these characters are called. But number 3 is pulling ahead. Nicholas is pulling ahead. Are you guessing? Maybe. We'll see. The Amazon responds to the Hydra, Nicholas. And it was correct. And she keeps hanging on to the Hydra's disappointment. Who is Popeye's girlfriend, chat? Is it Olive Oil or is it Minnie? Chat. Popeye's girlfriend. What is the name of Popeye's girlfriend? Says the Hydra, in his menacing, gravelly voice from his 7 heads. He wants to know who is Popeye's girlfriend. The Amazon responds, Olive Oil, as she swings her sword and cuts one of the heads off.
Question 7.
But question 7 is, what year was the first intercollegiate football game played? 1869 or 1989? Chat, the first intercollegiate football game. So more sports. Maybe the Hydra knows that he has to bring out the big guns if he's going to survive this. So he's asking a college sports question. Most of you are going with number 2, so that's what we're going to go with. Going to go with 1869, and you were right. Come on, it had to be. 1989? That's way too late for that to be the first one. Okay, George C. Scott appeared in all the following movies. Which one of them earned him an Academy Award? Patton or The Hustler? George C. Scott and an Academy Award, chat. You know, you've heard of George C. Scott. I'm sure you've seen at least one movie he's been in. But do you know what actually got him an Oscar? Most of you are saying it's Patton. And that was a good choice.
Question 9.
One more to kill this Hydra. On the series Secret of Midland Heights, who played Lisa Rogers, Martha Scott, or Linda Hamilton? Chat, The Secret of Midland Heights. We've all heard of that. Right? we all know and are familiar with this well-known series. I'm going to end this vote before most of you can Google. Most of you said Linda Hamilton. I wonder if that's right or if it's just because you know the name, and it was right. Amazon's surviving, despite the odds. Okay, where are we going now? Looks like we're going to have a choice. Let's see. Oh no! We just went straight up to the boss, the Gold Dragon. Okay. Second dragon of the level and the last one. What does he have to say? He's going to make us rue the day.
Question 1.
Okay. John Wayne appeared in all the following movies, which one of them earned him an Academy Award: The Quiet Man, The Alamo, True Grit. So the same kind of question we got is for George C. Scott, but I have to know about John Wayne this time. When did he get an Oscar? And it looks like the Amazon is going to be a good choice for this battle because she's using her ability and will be able to cut away one of the wrong answers in each of these questions. You're saying it's number 4, True Grit. You were correct. Amazon might be able to hang on after all. But question 2 is Josephine Baker gained fame from which controversial dance? The African jungle dance, the banana dance, or the nude monkey dance? Chat. Gold Dragon, big fan of controversial dances. Dances that get all the old people all up and upset, all bothered by these young people and their salsas and their mambos. You can see her ankle. Okay, most of you, that's kind of split. But it looks like it's going to be number 3, so we'll say 3. Yes, why is one of the choices not the twerk? So we're going to say 3, 2, 1. It's going to be number 2. The banana dance. You were right.
Question 3.
Question 3 is who played April Dancer on the show The Girl from U.N.C.L.E.? Barbara Feldman, Terry Garr, or Stephanie Powers? Once again, old TV. These dragons love their old TV. I can just imagine them lounging around in Lord Gordian's castle. They have this old box with rabbit ears. They're able to get a slight signal coming from Earth where they watch shows from decades past. It's the only thing they really like to do. Ever since that wisdom seed, Lord Gordian regrets it. Most of you are saying number 4, Stephanie Powers, and you were right.
Question 4.
But now, number 4 is on the show Please Don't Eat the Daisies. Who played Joan Nash? Is it Patricia Crowley, Shirley Mitchell, or Ellen Corby? The dragon asks as he breathes flame from his mouth. There should be a scene in the upcoming Hobbit movie when Bilbo confronts Smaug. Smaug should just start asking him questions like this. Very split. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. It looks like that's number 2. Patricia Crowley, and it was right. This Amazon might do it yet. When was Sputnik 1 launched by the Soviet Union? 1957, 1967, 1977. Chat. Quite a famous event. The Sputnik launch. So it seems like you're pretty sure about this one. After all of these dumbass TV questions, it looks like you've finally gotten something that you know, and that is when did Sputnik launch? You're saying it was number 1. You're saying it's 1957, and you're correct.
Question 6.
Question 6 is what year was Star Wars released? 1977, 1978, or 1981? Chat. Star Wars. It's a little-known series. You ever hear of that? Star Wars? You might not have. Actually, hold on. It looks like OddMe did not turn on. I'm going to give a few seconds for that. Because last time that happened, I started another new vote, which ended up starting 2 votes, and OddMe didn't like that. So maybe I'll end the vote, and then start a new vote. Okay, there we go. Maybe I mistyped it the first time, but OddMe is good to go, ready to take your votes about when Star Wars was released. You ever hear Star Wars chat? I don't think it ever made any money. I mean, it was up against stiff competition at the time. A lot of sci-fi blockbuster epics coming out right when that was coming out as well, and it really wasn't noticed. Most of you are saying is number 2. We'll see. 1977. Yeah, you were right. Maybe we should watch that at some point, because I'm sure you've never seen it. So what was the title of the first Kiss record that featured the group without their makeup? Unmasked, Lick It Up, or Dressed to Kill? Yes, when Kiss decided to take their makeup off, and no one cared. They eventually put their makeup back on because, oh god, that was a mistake. Okay, most of you are saying number 1. Gonna go with that. No! We did not lick it up, and because of that, the Amazon is dead. That is a shame. She almost made it to the end of this area. We're gonna have to go with the next choice, the Ninja. Let's see how the Ninja does. The Berlin Wall fell in 1989. In what year was it built? Chat, 1954, 1958, 1961, 1960. Well, the Ninja does not have the Amazon's ability. So, we are back to 4 choices. The Amazon dying just made things harder on us. The bright side is that the Shinobi, the Ninja, does have the ability to randomly do double damage. So if that happens here, then this will be the last question, but we'll see if it happens. It's too split right now. But it looks like it's gonna be number 3, I assume. So let's do this once again. Countdown. 3, 2, 1. You're saying it's number 3. 1961. And you were right. No double damage, but you were right. Sally Field made her movie debut in 1967. What is the title of her first movie? The Way West. Sadie Hungry? Heroes or Backroads? Sally Field... Another actress question, actor-actress question, when someone made a debut. Quiz and Dragons does like its movie trivia. And if we can answer this, the Gold Dragon will be dead. We'll have killed it with our knowledge of Sally Field. Okay, the few of you who are hazarding a guess are saying number 2. So we'll go with that, Sadie Hungry. And that was wrong. The Ninja, very upset over this being wrong. But chat, who is the most recent host as of 1993 of the game show Jeopardy? Bob Barker, Joe Garriola, Alex Trebek, or Dick Clark? Was there ever more than one host of Jeopardy? Because if there was, I actually did not know that. Yeah, most of you are saying it's going to be number 3. It's going to be Alex Trebek. And yeah, that assumes that there was a previous host. I didn't know that there was. What does the Gold Dragon say? We're going to Yon Castle. It's going to be certain death, so says Gold Dragon. I think we're going to defy the Gold Dragon. I think we're going into Gordian's Palace. And there's Gordian right there. You saw that icon. Looking devilish. But that means it's time to end this for the week. We'll be back next time to finally finish Quiz and Dragons. We've entered the castle of Lord Gordian. We can see to the right of Gordian a gold dragon and a white dragon, so I wonder if we have to face all of the dragons before we finally get to Gordian. We'll see. We'll see. So next week, if we do have a stream next week, it's going to be the finale for Quiz and Dragons. And hopefully we can return the Wisdom Seed to the King and return peace to to the land of Capconia, so the people do not have to worry about being eaten by dragons if they don't know the answers to stupid questions about movies and actors. Be right back.